City Hall. Now, Mayor Brenda Locke and Surrey Police Service Chief Constable Norm Lipinski, they are expected to speak, and they will be up any minute now. But first, we will be taking this media conference live for you. But in the meantime, we'll go to some other news and check back in when Surrey officials take that podium. And BC's finance minister is expected to present an economic update for the province later this morning with the release of the first quarterly report for the current fiscal year. Now, Brenda Bailey says the update will include new revenue and spending figures, and this all comes amid a job action by the BC General Employees Union, plus new figures that show that BC's unemployment rate in August rose by 0.3% to 6.2%. Now, the NDP government's 2025 budget projects a $10.9 billion deficit for 2025-2026. And BC's housing minister is calling Prime Minister Mark Carney's announcement to build more housing on federal lands a good start, but is disappointed that there are no projects included for this province here in BC. Now, over the weekend, Carney announced in Surrey that the new federal government agency, Build Canada Homes, will oversee plans to build 4,000 homes on 6 federally owned sites.
We have an abundance of shovel-ready affordable housing projects here, and we're looking forward to hearing what partnerships will be allocated to BC with the remaining funding to be able to work with the federal government to continue to build the badly needed affordable homes for communities across BC.
Now, Boyle says one of her priorities is addressing supportive housing in the downtown east side, and is optimistic from conversations that she's had that they will be able to partner with the federal government to work towards that. All right, now officials have taken the podium now at Surrey City Hall. We will be taking that live for you, so let's listen in.
The city recognizes the importance of honoring the Indigenous heritage of this place. For today's event, the program will be as follows. We'll begin with remarks from Surrey Mayor Brenda Locke. Next, Surrey Police Service Chief Constable Norm Lipinski will provide remarks. We'll then conclude with a media Q&A limited to 1 question and 1 follow-up per reporter. At this time, I'd like to now welcome Her Worship, Mayor Brenda Locke, to deliver her remarks.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm here today to talk about the extortion threats in our city. In the back, there's also some councillors as well. Councillor Stutt, Councillor Hepner, and Councillor Baines are also here. I'm actually pretty angry that I have to be here today, but it needs to be done as these extortions continue to disrupt peace for Surrey citizens. I know residents and business owners are deeply worried, and rightfully so, by the extortions that continue to threaten our neighborhoods, our businesses, and our way of life. Many in our community right now are living in fear. Thugs and criminals committing these extortions do not belong in our city. Extortions are planned and deliberate, and while we are told transnational, make no mistake, this is a Canadian problem affecting Canadian businesses and Canadian residents. Surrey is strongest when law enforcement, city staff, partners, and the community act together to prosecute offenders. Surrey Police Chief Norm Lipinski and his team, along with the RCMP Joint Forces Operation, have been working around the clock to bring these criminals to justice, and they will continue to do so. In July, we strengthened our ability to respond by creating a public safety department led by General Manager charged to coordinate every available tool and support the Surrey Police Service to protect residents and businesses. We also upgraded more than 600 traffic intersection cameras to higher resolution systems to enhance overall public safety. But the scope of the problem demands continued action. As of today, Surrey Police Service is actively investigating 44 extortion files, while include 27 shootings, frightening and unacceptable. So today I'm announcing that the City of Surrey is granting the Surrey Police Service a $250,000 reward fund for information leading to convictions in these ongoing extortion cases. This award was approved by Council on September the 10th, making this initiative possible today. This is one of the largest rewards in Canadian history. $250,000 is on the table for information that helps to put an end to this ongoing violence. Understand this: we cannot and we will not let violence and extortion take hold in our city. The city, the police, and the community will stand together to ensure anyone who threatens our residents and our businesses is caught, prosecuted, and held accountable. Surrey will continue to act decisively and stand together, and we will not rest until our city is safe. And now I want to speak directly to those who know who is behind these extortions. Now is the time to come forward. And for those who have committed these crimes, know this: you will be caught, you will be prosecuted, and you will be held accountable. I would now like to pass the mic over to Chief Norm Lipinski.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This year in the city of Surrey, we have seen a significant number of extortions and shootings connected to extortions. While there has been a decrease in these files since we experienced a high in June, these extortions and related violence remain our top priority. Over the past 3 months, Surrey Police Service has stood up a dedicated extortion investigative team to tackle these complex, very complex files. And we have been working closely with the RCMP, Surrey Provincial Operations Support Unit, which continues to support policing during the transition. We are also part of the RCMP-led Joint Forces Operations Unit, which has officers and support staff from a number of other police agencies who are investigating similar incidents in their community. Together with our policing partners, we are advancing these investigations. We have executed a number of search warrants, and we have processed the related collection of evidence. All of our investigations are active and ongoing, but we need the public's help. That is why we are hopeful that today's announcement will provide additional incentive for anyone who may have information to come forward to police. We know that there are people out there who have information about these crimes and who is behind them. We're asking anyone who has information to call the new Surrey Extortion Tip Line at 236-485-5149. That's 236-485-5149. The Surrey Extortion Reward Fund of $250,000 will offer individuals with key information the ability to collect a reward. This reward is intended to motivate individuals to provide specific evidence to police to further the investigation, leading to the arrest prosecution, and conviction of individuals. The Surrey extortion tip line will be monitored by police officers 7 days a week between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Officers with different language skills will also be available as required. It is important to understand that this tip line does not replace 911 or our non-emergency number as the means to alert police to in-progress incidents or to report a crime. It also does not replace Crime Stoppers, which is for anonymous tips. We are hopeful that this reward will further motivate people who have information to do the right thing and come forward. I want to thank Mayor Locke and Surrey City Council for providing this funding, and the Surrey Police Board for their support of this initiative. I also want to acknowledge Board Director Sarbjeet Bains for being here today. Every extortion and every shooting related to extortions creates fear and anxiety in our community. Collectively, we need to work together to hold the offenders accountable and to stop these serious criminal offenses. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Locke, and thank you, Chief Lipinski. So this concludes the formal speaking portion of today's event. We'll now open the floor to media questions. As a reminder, each reporter may ask one question and one follow-up. Please also identify your outlet and who your question is directed to. And there is a microphone for those who are asking.
I've got a pretty loud voice, so
Okay.
this is for either of you. The reward for $250,000, let's say, for example, that somebody helps you to secure a charge and conviction. Well, that's 1 in 44, right? So are there multiple $250,000 rewards?
Thank you for the question. No, it's up to $250,000, but there may be a number of people coming forward with different levels of important information. And so there will be an assessment of that information, and then the money will be assigned accordingly.
So that means it'd be potentially split up.
Yes, absolutely. If it's for a very small piece of information, it could be 10, 20, 30,000.
How are your investigations going? Because $250,000 sounds like you're pretty desperate for something to happen.
The investigations are going very well. Just to give you some context of that, we, as mentioned, both the mayor and I, we have an extortion team, and they're working around the clock, and there's a joint forces unit, which is collectively has investigators from various other organizations, because this is not just a Surrey issue. As we know, it's a Canadian issue, it's more specific, it's a Lower Mainland issue. And so we have executed a number of search warrants. We have persons of interest. We are getting closer, but we need that little bit more of information. And perhaps the people that may be watching know what I'm talking about.
Chief Lipinski, I'm Parmeet Kamra from Omni News. Good morning. So I would like to ask you that on June 26, BC Province Ministry has announced 100K investment into the Surrey's Crime Stopper program. And the program was valid for 2 months. It's been more than 2 months. I was just hoping if you got any information, any tips relatively for extortion threats going on. Is there any helpful tip?
Yes, thank you for that. We have not received any actionable intelligence as a result of that. And we have to remember that is anonymous information. What we are asking for here is for people to come forward with information, and these individuals will have to be named and so forth to collect the reward. So a little bit of two different streams here.
is there any, like you have announced, City of Surrey has announced 250K now. The amount has been increased, but the result has not been transparent to the public as well as media. Can you elaborate more on that? Would we be increasing would this be the only way to get the information from any outlet or public or victims?
There's many streams available. Certainly you mentioned Crime Stoppers, but now today my focus is on the 250,000, and it's a high number. It could be divided up many different ways, and we think that we'll get information and hopefully lead to the arrest, the prosecution, and conviction of these individuals. And so we're starting today at 12 o'clock is when the line will be open, and we'll see where it goes from there, but I am optimistic.
One more question to you. Toronto Police, Ontario Police, and Edmonton Police have made quite progress so far, but Surrey Police Service hasn't. So any thoughts on that? Why?
Yes, so this is a trend that started in Brampton, and they've had files that it took them over a year to investigate. We've really been working these files since June. And I must say that it's very difficult to compare file to file. You can appreciate that there's different facts, different circumstances, and so forth. So to say that one agency had an arrest, the other didn't, it could be very different set of facts. But time, it's important to have time. And we've just started this year, and the other agencies have started a number of years ago, in some cases, with some very serious and many files.
Hi there, Brenna Owen with the Canadian Press. I think I heard the mayor say that of the 44 extortion files, 27 involve shootings. Could you just confirm that and talk a little bit about like the nature of those shootings and whether they include any homicides or?
Yes, it is correct. 44 as of this morning is the number of files, 27 shootings in Surrey as of this morning. And the shootings, and you may have seen some of the video that's been posted, it's essentially early morning hours, and the individuals would drive up and somebody would exit the vehicle and shoot the cars or shoot the house. In some cases, as we know, it's businesses as well.
So, sorry, just to clarify, have the shootings been targeting like cars and vehicles, or have there been any people who have been shot as part of those files?
To my knowledge, the intention was not to shoot at people.
Hi, Dominic with the French CBC News. While all those investigations are going on, what are you telling the Surrey merchants that are very scared about what's all happening?
You know, I really feel for the people of Surrey. I really feel for the victims that are subjected to this. And let's keep in mind, they all have families. And so it pains me to you know, open up my, my phone in the morning and there's another shooting. And what we tell the people is that we're here to support you. Mayor and council is here to support you. The board, police board is here to support you. And what we ask them to do is, number one, do not pay. Number two, preserve the evidence. That means any emails, that means WhatsApp, etc. Preserve the evidence. And we will work with them, and we have, with safety plans. And then we work with them on other techniques. Some are overt and some are covert that I won't talk about. But we certainly appreciate their strength in coming forward, and we encourage the reporting of these incidents because you don't know when that small nugget of information may lead to something big.
And you've said that the program Crime Stopper is for anonymous, and your new line, people need to name themselves. Do you think that will be enough to attract people, as we see this is a very violent world?
Yes, I do. And if you look throughout North America, when you're talking about criminal organizations and so forth, in many respects, money talks.
And 250,000, that's enough?
I think it is.
Good morning. Hi, this question is from Mayor. So I would just like to ask you that you have announced the biggest reward in the Canadian history so far. How is the provincial and federal government are on board as well with this step of yours? And is there any help they have provided you to combat this extortion in the Lower Mainland area?
Thank you for that. I certainly have talked to both the federal government, to minister responsible both federally and provincially. This particular amount of money is from Surrey to the Surrey Police Service in order to deal with the issues here in our city. We will continue to talk with the federal and provincial ministers.
Good morning, Reagan Hasegawa from CTV Vancouver. This is questions for the chief. You said 44 cases currently, but you've also said in the past that people have been reluctant to come forward with information for fear of retaliation. How confident are you that that 44 number is accurate? Could there be more cases out there? And how are you encouraging people that are currently reluctant to come forward with information to come forward?
A number of months ago, when we announced the Crime Stoppers tip line, we had people come forward that did not come forward in the past. So the more we connect with the public, whether it's through media or our social media or myself going out to the community or the mayor going out to the community, the more we feel people are stepping forward. So realistically, it's probably underreported, but we do have, I think, momentum in people coming forward and us working with them and gathering that evidence.
And so your message to those people would be that are reluctant to come forward still?
To come forward, we support you. We appreciate the position you're in. We're looking to put some evidence together. It'll be very, very helpful for the greater good in coming forward. And hopefully somewhere in there will be a piece of evidence that could lead to the arrest, prosecution, and conviction of these offenders.
Okay, we'll take one more question.
Hi, this question's for the mayor as well. So just speaking about the federal and provincial governments, like in those conversations, what are you asking for in terms of support from higher levels of government to help solve this?
Well, we all have heard very many times that this is a transnational situation that we're dealing with in Surrey and right across this country. Chief Lipinski talked about it being in other cities as well. So certainly I have been talking to both ministers with regard to how they can help support Surrey. But, you know, I'll be perfectly frank. We have not had what I had hoped for in terms of that support.
And like, what would you be calling for?
Well, I think that it's really time that we looked at this in a much broader perspective nationally and provincially, and I think that it's time that we really took heed to what's happening in our city. It is, as the chief said, people are living in fear in our city, and this is not good enough. We need to see more action from the federal and provincial government on it.
Okay, thanks everybody for joining us. This concludes our event. Thank you.
All right, so there you just heard from Mayor Brenda Locke and Surrey Police Service Chief Constable Norm Lipinski saying that the City of Surrey is granting the SPS a $250,000 reward for information leading to conviction in these ongoing extortion cases, and of course is aimed to motivate people to come forward with information regarding these incidents. And our Pinky Wong is out there for us. So Pinky, if you could break down what we just learned there.
Yeah, Jessica, as you mentioned, the City of Surrey is providing Surrey Police Services $250,000 reward fund for information leading to convictions in the ongoing extortion cases. And this marks one of the largest police rewards in Canadian history. The city says the amount reflects both the seriousness and of this violence and the city's commitment to doing everything possible to stop this. And we heard from Surrey Mayor Brenda Locke that she said she was pretty angry that she has to be here talking about this. She says extortion cases are disrupting peace and threatening residents, and she recognized that a lot of people are now living among fear. And she said that so far they've upgraded 6 road cameras, hoping to help police with these investigations when it comes to extortion cases. And Surrey Police Service says they're actively investigating 44 cases of extortion, and among them, 27 of them related to shooting. And they also set up a new extortion tip line, and officers, they say, with different language abilities will be available on the other side of the phone. And they're hoping that this reward will motivate people to come forward, because a lot of investigations are still ongoing and not a lot of arrests has been made. Jessica?
Yeah, and so what do we know about these extortion cases that are ongoing in Surrey?
So what we know so far is that a lot of times these extortion cases are primarily targeting South Asian businesses. Just last month, we know that Cap's Cafe, which is owned by an Indian actor and entertainer, Kapil Sharma, his cafe opened in July, and they experienced shooting 2 times in the month after that they opened. And CBC News also reported that other businesses have been targeted with similar incidents, including a car wash, including an insurance office, and that a lot of times police says these complaints comes when people receive letters, social media messages, or phone calls demanding money with threats of violence, and that amount could be in the thousands and could be in the millions.
Down for us, Pinky. Really appreciate it. Now, as Pinky has talked about, this marks one of the largest police rewards in Canadian history. We heard Chief Constable Norm Lipinski taking some questions on this. He says this $25,000 reward is a fund. He says officers can use that depending on the information given, how it contributes to convictions in ongoing extortion cases. He also said that starting from noon today, and Pinky mentioned this, that police are opening a new Surrey extortion tip line that will be open 7 days a week between 9 a.m. 5 p.m. to call in with information related to these cases. Now, he says officers with different language skills are also going to be there if required. You can reach that line at 236-485-5149. And that's it for now. I am Jessica Chung, and we will be back soon. Don't go anywhere.
To acquire this land.
Qualicum Beach is trying to nail down an $8.5 million purchase of the 105-acre Eagle Crest Golf Club property, which city planners hope can be used for housing, park space, and a 9-hole golf course.
40% of this is for people, green space, and that is a win for everybody.
Hundreds of residents came out to a presentation last week as the public consultation period kicked off.
Overall, my impression is that residents are very supportive of the overall idea of the town acquiring Eagle Crest Golf Course and all the lands. Some of the